Ladies and gentlemen, yes. Yes. We back with another one, guys. Welcome to another edition of What the Hell's Happening in Sports. It's your boy, the one and only Nero. Yes, sir, Ski. And yes, sir, we back with another one. Clap it up again. Man, well, I know it's been a disappointing last couple days. Obviously, y'all know what happened Sunday. Pats unfortunately lost Super Bowl 60 to the Seattle Seahawks 29-13. I know we spoke about it yesterday. Kind of got my thoughts out. Like I said before, I'm not as disappointed because this team, you know, it overachieved expectations. I didn't think the Pats were going to get to a Super Bowl this year. A lot of us did. I'm sure Pats Nation just wanted us to get to the playoffs, and they did that, and they did more than that. They got to the wild card, beat the Chargers. They got to the divisional round, beat the Texans. They got to the AFC Championship game, beat the Broncos, beat three top five defenses. But they got to the Super Bowl against another very good defense. You know, honestly, the top one, the best defense, and you saw what happened. So, overall, the Seahawks were the best team the Pats played all year. They tried their hardest. They just couldn't get anything done on offense. Defense did what it had to do for the most part, but the defense can only do so much if the offense can't produce. So, it is what it is. Drake May in year two, like I said before, had an MVP caliber season. You know, all glory for him. He did what he had to do. Ultimately, he had an injured shoulder during the playoffs, and it showed in the Super Bowl. Will Campbell, fourth overall pick, got beat up, during the Super Bowl, 14 pressures. It was tough, but overall, defensively, with Christian Gonzalez continuing to look like a star, Craig Woodson emerging as a young star throughout the playoffs. I mean, this team has a bright future. It does. They have big expectations for next year. Now they're going to have a first place schedule. They do meet the Seahawks in 2026 in Seattle. So that's going to be a primetime game. But that overall can't go wrong. I mean, I've seen 6 Super Bowls here in Boston. I've been to 2 Patriots Super Bowls, so I've seen winning. I have. And I'm everybody in my lifetime that's been alive and the kids who were born in 2000 and even, the ones who were born after the Super Bowl in the 96 season, we've seen some winning. We've had, and we've been spoiled. So one Super Bowl loss isn't going to determine, that the nature of us as fans. We're going to keep going. It's nothing to cry over, but this team, put life back into Pats Nation. So for that, clap it up for the Pats one last time. You feel me? So I'm not going to really focus on any Pats talk today because I did that yesterday. Obviously, Mike Vrabel had a press conference today. Drake May, Will Campbell. That will be the focus probably tomorrow. We'll take a break on Pats talk today because obviously we got some Red Sox talk to go about. We have some Celtics talk to go about. You feel me? So there's more to that. You feel me? There's more sports to focus on now that, football season is over. So with that being said, real quick, if you haven't already, like the video up, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to What the Hell is Happening in Sports. If you're on YouTube but want to tune in on Twitch, I should say, from time to time, you can follow me on Twitch at WTHHS617. Or if you're on Twitch and want to see what's up with YouTube, you can find me on YouTube at WTHH Sports. That's What the Hell is Happening in Sports on YouTube. Feel me? Appreciate everybody for tuning in so far. Say what's up in the comments. Also, I posted a new TikTok video earlier today. It's the latest one right there. You can go see that right there. And then I did the same thing on YouTube as well. So go mess with the TikTok at WTHH Sports, just like my YouTube as well. So you can find the same videos on both platforms. I will be making a Twitter page soon. Twitter page will be made soon. Shout out to Sports Tool. What up, buddy? Appreciate you for tuning in, buddy. Sorry about the Pats. I appreciate you, bro. I do. Like I said before, it's not the end of the world. Losing happens. I've been thankful to watch 6 Super Bowl wins as a Pats fan. They've been to the Super Bowl 10 times in my lifetime. 6 wins, 4 losses. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. It's not the end of the world, but there's always next year, and next year, there's gonna be more improvement next year. So yeah, man. Moving on. The Red Sox did something pretty interesting. As you can see on MLB.com from Ian Brown, Red Sox get 25 Rookie of the Year finalist Durbin from Crew in a 6-player deal. Yeah. So the Red Sox made another trade. All right, so here is the trade. The Red Sox have received infielder Caleb Durbin, infielder Andrew Montessario, infielder Anthony Siegler, and a competitive balance round B draft pick. The Milwaukee Brewers, that's who they traded with, have received Kyle Harrison, left-handed pitcher Kyle Harrison, infielder David Hamilton, and left-handed prospect Shane Drohan. Caleb Durbin is now a Boston Red Sox. I'm a little surprised. I am a little surprised on this one. I will be honest. The Brewers might have some internal plans for themselves, because they let a 25-year-old kid who will be 26 next week. He will be 26 on the 22nd of February, who was finished 3rd in Rookie of the Year voting, had a .256 average and 11 home runs last year. They gave him up. And sent him to Boston. For ultimately, the prize for the Brewers in this trade would be Kyle Harrison. I mean, we've already seen Quinn Priester go to Milwaukee and look like a real stud out there for their pitching lab. Let's see what Kyle Harrison could do in Milwaukee. But Caleb Durbin should fit in nicely at third base. He adds to the core of the Red Sox youth with, Sadam Rafaela, Roman Anthony. Wilyer Abreu is still young too. Marcelo Meyer, Connolly Early, Peyton Tolley. Those guys who, especially the latter two, who might be more in AAA for the most part. Regardless, there's a lot of youth on this team right now. A whole lot of youth. So, yeah, this is they're adding to the youth. This is going to be the Alex Bregman replacement. You get him for much, a cheaper value, but you get a guy who's, far more healthier, and you could develop more. So this is a sneaky good trade. Now the drought of sports starts. Shout out to Miles in the chat. Yeah, I know. Yeah, now it's, basketball season still continues, and baseball season will start up soon. I know. Pats football, football is the life of Boston, sports, to be honest. I know. But yeah, this is really interesting. Let's see what Craig Breslow said. He did say, we really like a lot of what Caleb brings to the table. Strong defender, strong bat-to-ball skills, really versatile right-handed hitter. And I also feel like he's a good fit for our park, just given the profile of hitting the ball in the air to the pull side. I think he has a 20% air pull metric last year. I feel like that will play well at Fenway. Versatility in terms of where he could play is a plus. And we still feel like his best days are ahead of him, given his age and control. We're excited to get him into our organization. I like it. Like he said, this kid is young, versatile. He should play well here. The only thing I will say, because I say it with everyone, I just hope this kid can stay healthy. I hope so. You don't want to get in another situation where you get Vaughn Grissom from Atlanta and you give up Chris Sale, and Chris Sale looks like Chris Sale again, and Vaughn Grissom looks like shit because of injuries. Like, you just hope that's not the case. Knock on wood, that's not the case here while he's in Boston. But I mean, look at what the Red Sox have done this offseason. And I'm gonna leave somebody out. Because I haven't spoke about it yet. But you've gotten Wilson Contreras, you've gotten Sonny Gray, John Oviedo, you've gotten Ranger Suarez, you now got Caleb Durbin, right? That's 5 right there. And on top of that, right here, let me just go to it. Bingo. The Red Sox also last week signed infielder Isaiah Kiner-Falefa to a 1-year, $6 million contract, right? Now, he's 30 years old. He hit .262 with 2 homers and 40 RBIs and 21 doubles in 138 games last year from Pittsburgh and Toronto, right? So he did play in the World Series last year. That's one. This guy's a plus defender. So, you feel me? Like, you get like all these guys. You bring in 6 guys. 2 are former All-Stars in Contreras and Sonny Gray, right? Who could end up being, they're still All-Star caliber players. Ranger Suarez obviously is in his prime. He's an All-Star caliber player. He was just in the All-Star game a couple years ago. John Oviedo is an interesting arm because he just got back from Tommy John surgery last year and pitched well for the Pirates while he was out there getting back into it. Then you get IKF into the mix, and now Caleb Durbin as a young piece. Like, slowly but surely, the Red Sox are doing their due diligence and making this team a lot better than last year. I can see it. Shout out to Brian in the chat. He's on Twitch with it. Yeah, what up, Cash? What up? You already know the vibes, Cash. But this Red Sox team looks a lot more fluid than last year. Especially when you look at the starting pitching depth, right? You got Garrett Crochet, Ranger Suarez, Sonny Gray as your top 3. Brian Bale is going to probably slide in the 4th spot. The 5th spot is up for grabs. It could be Connolly early, could be Patrick Sandoval, could be Cutter Crawford, could be Peyton Tolley. It could be anybody, right? You got 4 guys, though, as of right now. You got 4 guys that, are going to be something. Relief pitching wise should be smooth as well. I mean, Aroldis Chapman is still one of the best closers in the game. He got back to it last year. That's what he's been his whole career, right? You have him. You have Garrett Whitlock. You feel me? So you have your closer and your setup man. Giovanni Moran has a lot to prove. I mean, this team right now is I feel like it's gonna be another sneaky good team. You feel me? They're gonna improve. I feel like they're gonna improve from last year, but this is gonna be a team that is probably gonna fly under the radar again. I mean, shit. We don't have a power hitter. Rafael Devers is in fucking San Francisco, right? This is Roman Anthony's team now. He's the leader. You still got Jarren Duran out there. You got Wilyer Abreu, Cedar Rafaela, Trevor Story. That you have that core right there, especially Story being a leader also in the clubhouse with Story, Roman Anthony, Garrett Crochet, Aroldis Chapman. You got guys, who guys are going to look up to. This is going to be another young team, and yeah, it's going to be another year where the Red Sox are going to fly under the radar. And that's okay, because when it comes to Boston, a lot of these teams fly under the radar. Look at what happened to the Patriots. Look how far they got, right? The Celtics weren't supposed to do shit this year. Look where they're at. They're third in the conference, right, without Jason Tatum. Look at the Bruins for the most part, too. The Bruins, tanked last year, are far better this year. David Pastrnak is David Pastrnak. Morgan Geekie has had a great year. What's his name? The goalie, Jeremy Swayman, is doing all right. Elias Lindholm is looking a lot better than the bust season he had last year. And I know we don't talk about the Bruins a lot. We barely talk about the Bruins. But it's okay to fly under the radar in Boston, because that's what this city is. A lot of the times we don't have the flashiest players. We grind it out and we still get to where we have to be. It's simple. And this team right here, this Red Sox team, is going to fly under the radar and do what they got to do. So spring training is starting up soon. I know the pitchers are already out there. Yeah, Red Sox season is upon us. Craig Breslow, you are an interesting man, but I got to applaud you for taking some rest. So I'll give you an applause. You feel me? That's it for Red Sox for today. Maybe some other news breaks, but actually, I did. There is one more thing. I'm sure we all know this. Because it's pretty simple. And honestly, this was a no-brainer anyway. We all knew this was going to happen, and it's only the right answer. Says Alex Cora announces Red Sox opening day starter. And, it's pretty obvious. Garrett Crochet is going to be the opening day starter for the Boston Red Sox. So clap it up for Garrett Crochet. No-brainer. It's a no-brainer. But Garrett Crochet will be the opening day starter in 2026. Finished second in Cy Young Award voting last year in the AL. Pitched over 200 innings. I believe had 18 wins. Or 17, 18 wins off the top of my head. But Garrett Crochet is a dog. He's going to lead this rotation, as I mentioned before. Like I said, you got Garrett Crochet. Ranger Suarez is probably the second starter. Sonny Gray's the third. Brian Bale should be the fourth. And the fifth is up for grabs. If I had to guess somebody right now, it probably could end up being John Oviedo. It could. But I don't think Connolly Early should be taken lightly to be put in AAA. I think Connolly Early also deserves a spot as the fifth guy. You feel me? So we'll see what happens with the fifth spot. But yeah, that's your opening day starter right there. And with that being said, that was the Red Sox news for today. We'll see what happens as the week goes on. Clap it up for Craig Breslow, Alex Cora, and the Boston Red Sox. Should be a fun season. All right. So I got some more All-Star news. I know we spoke about the All-Star game already. So as you notice, if you look on the Western Conference All-Stars, you notice that Stephen Curry and SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, both have injury designations next to them. Both of them will not be playing in the All-Star game. Alperen Sengun has replaced SGA in the All-Star game. Alperen Sengun is the center /forward from the Rockets. He got snubbed. He's in the game. Well deserved. He's in for SGA. Stephen Curry's replacement is Brandon Ingram from the Toronto Raptors. The reason is, in this case, since it's all divided as two USA teams and one world team, anybody from the East and West could replace Curry. They decided to go with an East representative, which will be Brandon Ingram from the Toronto Raptors. It's his second All-Star game in his career, his first in 6 years. Well, 5 years, because this one hasn't happened yet. In 5 years. It's Alperen Sengun's second All-Star game in a row. But I'm kind of let me full screen this. I'm kind of appalled because the Celtics are the third team in the East. They only got one representative in Jaylen Brown. What is so hard to vote Derek White or allow Derek White to be an All-Star? I don't get it. I don't get it. Derek White's having a career year. Besides the shooting percentages, so he's only shooting 39% from the field this year. So it's a lot low than last year. Granted, he's taken on a larger role without Jason Tatum being there. But his defense has been on par per usual, averaging 1.2 steals a game, 1.4 blocks a game. He's a menace blocking shots, especially. What is so hard to get this guy in the All-Star game? This guy is well-deserved for an All-Star game. He's been a snub the last couple years. It's time to finally allow this guy to get in the game. And there's no hate on Brandon Ingram. It's not, because again, the Raptors are playing well. But the Celtics, it always seems as like, besides Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum getting in together, the Celtics can never have anybody else as an All-Star. I mean, what? When they won the championship, they only had 2 All-Stars. Derek White and Kristaps Porzingis got snubbed because the Celtics didn't deserve 3 All-Stars. Then you look at last year, right? Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum get in, but then you have the team like the Cavs getting 3 All-Stars. It's like, bro, when will the Celtics at least have some time to shine, bro? You feel me? And let's wait and see also. Let's wait and see, because Anthony Edwards may not play in the All-Star game. He may get replaced, but that's on him. I hope Anthony Edwards doesn't play in the All-Star game, because one, it'll be better for him, because he's been dealing with some injuries. But if Anthony Edwards does not play in the All-Star game, get Derek White the fuck in the game, please. Actually, get his ass in the game. He deserves to be in the fucking game. I don't know why niggas do not. This is me just yapping now. There's no reason why Derek White should not be an All-Star after the last few years he's had, bro. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. No bullshit. Oh, breaking news. LeBron James is ineligible to win any awards this year because he's already missed his 18th game. This is his 18th game he's going to miss tonight. So he's not eligible for any awards. He wasn't going to win any awards anyway, but obviously that's breaking news. But going back to Derek White, this guy, he's a menace. And I will show you Derek White's stats. Derek White stats. I already said some of his stats already. Derek White. Let's see his stats real quick. All right, here we go. Derek White this year, right? And you know what I'm going to do? Make it easy for y'all. I'm going to highlight this section right here. Oh. All right. So, Derek White is averaging 17.4 points a game, 39% field goal percentage, which I told you. He's 32% from 3, so that's low. 90% free throws. He's always a good free throw shooter. 4.4 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.2 steals, 1.4 blocks a game, right? I tell you. So, and his plus minus this year is at 7. So when he's on the court, the Celtics are better by 7 points. You mean to tell me that this guy cannot be an All-Star? And LeBron, and like I mentioned before, LeBron James is LeBron James. He's going to get in the All-Star game because he's LeBron. But LeBron doesn't deserve to be an all-star this year. He just doesn't, right? He doesn't. And it's facts. If he wasn't LeBron James, he wouldn't be an all-star. But because he's LeBron James, he's an all-star. But you mean to tell me Derek White can't find his way into an all-star game? Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Shit like that pisses me off because it doesn't make sense. Like, Derek White, one of the best defenders in the NBA, one of the best, two-way guards in the NBA, and you mean to tell me he can't find his way into an all-star roster? Come on, bro. It's tough. I hope Anthony Edwards pulls out of the game. That way he could be there. No bullshit. You can catch All-Star Weekend starts this weekend. The celebrity game is on Friday. I believe it's going to be Friday on ESPN. The Rising Stars game will be on Friday night as well on Peacock. What else? Saturday evening, I know it starts at 5, will be All-Star Saturday night. Starts at 5 o'clock Saturday. The All-Star game is Sunday, 5 o'clock. Both All-Star Saturday night and the All-Star game will both be on NBC starting at 5 Saturday and Sunday. So you can catch that there. Only thing that you'll be able to catch on Peacock is All-Star Friday night, which is the Rising Star game. All right, so there you have it. So now for the Celtics, a recap for the last couple games, right? We're going to recap Friday night's game against the Heat, and then Sunday afternoon's game against the Knicks. Starting with Friday, 98-96 final. The Celtics rally from 22 points down and get the dub. Yeah, this was an interesting game. This was a very interesting game. I'm going to start with the Heat, who blew a 22-point lead. Leading scorer for the Heat was Andrew Wiggins, 26 points off 10 of 16 shooting, 5 of 7 from 3, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals. Norman Powell, the all-star Norman Powell, 24 points off 9 of 15 shooting, 3 of 7 from 3, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. Bam Adebayo, 16 points off 5 of 13 shooting, 7 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Davion Mitchell, 13 points, 5 of 11 shooting, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 block. And then Jaime Jaquez Jr. off the bench, 11 points off 4 of 9 shooting, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. That's about it for the Heat. Let me go down. This is going to get interesting also. Pay attention to the 3-point stats, right? The Celtics were led, obviously, by Jaylen Brown. 29 points off 11 of 25 shooting, 1 of 7 from 3, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Derek White, 21 points off 6 of 20 shooting, 4 of 12 from 3, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and 4 blocks. Payne Pritchard, 24 points off 8 of 15 shooting, 4 of 6 from 3, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and a steal. Nikola Vucevic, 11 points off 4 of 8 shooting, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Celtics three-point shooting was 10 of 36. They actually started the game 1 for 20 shooting threes. One more time, 1 of 20 shooting threes. They started off the game. That is ass. That's the 4th worst shooting half ever by a team in the NBA. That was insane. That was really insane. It's typical, as usual, the top three guys, JB, Derek White, Paige Pritchard, even though they all struggled shooting-wise from, Jaylen Brown and Derek White struggled from 3. Payne Pritchard had a great game shooting threes. Everybody struggled in terms of shooting percentage in a sense. Well, again, JB and Derek White. The Celtics still found a way to come back and win. And honestly, Peyton Pritchard was the leader. Peyton Pritchard off the bench in his third game as a sixth man, bro. Yeah, he's looking like last year's Peyton Pritchard, man, in that six-man role. I'll tell you that. But the story also of Friday night's game, Nikola Vucevic, a double-double in his first game, 11 points and 12 rebounds, like I mentioned already, 4 of 8 shooting. You know, and with the 2 blocks. You know, Vooch is still getting acclimated to this offense, don't get me wrong. But you could tell that the Celtics, were still learning how to play with him throughout the game. Again, his defense isn't the best. He's 35 years old now, but yeah, his defense at his age isn't that great. But he still plays hard, and he was doing everything he could. But a double in your first game off the bench, honestly, I'll tell you, it's not that bad. It's pretty promising, honestly. And the Celtics pulling out that win, great win, but it was a real bad loss by Miami. Real bad loss right there. Milwaukee. Miami has had a tumultuous year. They have. They're still in it though. They're still in it for the playoff hunt. I believe they're in playoff position right now. But I tell you, the Celtics, man, that was one of their 2 wins in a row. Wednesday night against the Rockets, Friday night against the Heat, 2 of their biggest wins of the season because they battled adversity. More power to them. Everybody else didn't shoot well either. Everybody else did not shoot well either. So, hey, it's pretty. It was pretty interesting. I tell you, that was real. I ain't gonna hold you. It was a weird game by them. No bullshit. How many games till playoffs? Playoffs are in April, right? Yeah, the playoffs start in April. I can tell you right now. Let me see. The Celtics got, let's see, because they play tomorrow night. Last game before the All-Star game is tomorrow night against Chicago. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 20. 29 more games left. They got 29 games left in the regular season. Regular season ends April 12th. So, yeah, 29 games left, y'all. 29 games left, and the Celtics are in good position. Shout out to Brian on Twitch. Yeah, 29 games left. They're on a good run. There's more promise. There's more promise. But with a big win like this, sometimes it ain't always going to go your way. And it didn't on Sunday afternoon. 111-89 final. The Knicks pulled away from the Celtics in this one. Ultimately, the Celtics losing early in the day, wasn't a good look because with the Celtics losing, and the Pats losing, it was a tough Sunday for everybody. Starting with the Celtics because they lost. Jaylen Brown, 26 points, 11 of 25 from the field again. 0-4 from 3. So two tough shooting nights from 3. Two tough games in a row shooting threes from Jaylen Brown. 26 points, 11 to 25 shooting, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block. Derek White, 19 points off 7 to 14 shooting, 3 of 9 from 3. So, not a great night from 3 for Derek White as well. 1 rebound, 4 assists. Baylor Shireman, 10 points off 3 of 8 shooting, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Nikola Vucevic off the bench, 11 points off 5 of 13 shooting, 6 rebounds, and a block. So another, double-figure game from Vooch off the bench. Payne Pritchard only had 6 points off the bench. Another tough shooting night from the Celtics. 7 of 41 from 3, only 17%. So the last couple games shooting threes have been tough for the Celtics. They haven't been able to buy a basket. But yeah, that they struggled right there. Ultimately, it was that they couldn't hit their threes. for the Knicks, because the Knicks are, they're a top 3 team in the East right now. They're currently number 2 now because of the Celtics loss and them winning against them. Jalen Brunson, all-star starter, 31 points off 12 of 21 shooting, 3 rebounds, 8 assists. Josh Hart, 19 points off 7 of 14 shooting, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Mikal Bridges, 14 points off 5 of 10 shooting, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Karl Anthony Towns, 11 points off 3 of 9 shooting, 10 rebounds, assists, and a steal. OG Anunoby did not play in this game. Mohamed Diarra, 10 points off the bench, 4 of 4 from the field, 3 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. And Jose Alvarado, New York Knicks acquisition, New York's finest from the Bronx. I believe from the Bronx. I might be wrong. But 12 points off 5 of 12 shooting, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. I'm glad they got him. I've always liked Jose Alvarado, fellow Puerto Rican right there. Shout out to Jose Alvarado. No bullshit. He's a dog. Puerto Riqueño. You already know the vibes. But yeah, he did his thing also off the bench. So my boy Coco cut Cat the other night. Oh, for real? Ha ha. Yes, sirski. Shout out to Coco. No bullshit. No, Cat actually spends a good amount of time in Boston. There's a guy I know that's really good friends with him. So he does spend time on the offseason in Boston chilling. No bullshit. So if you're walking the streets of Boston during the offseason, you may see Cat. You might. No cap. But yeah, no, it was not much from this game. Not much from this game overall. It is what it is. Like I always say, you're not going to win all these games. You're not. You're not going to win all these games. But for the most part, the Celtics are still keeping pace. They got one more game until the All-Star break, which is tomorrow against the against the Chicago Bulls at home. So Anthony Simons does make his return to the Garden. Nikola Vucevic faces his former team. So that's going to be something to watch. And then after tomorrow, it's the All-Star break. Celtics are off until next Thursday. So, yeah, after this, they got, a week off, and then they play Golden State. Next Thursday. So, yeah. Yeah, let's see. It should be another Celtics win tomorrow. It might be a little bit of a tough one. Anthony Simons is going to have a vengeance. The Bulls just acquired Jaden Ivey and Colin Sexton as well. So, it's going to be an interesting game. It really is. It's going to be an interesting game. With that being said, that's about it from me. Again, this is a quick one. Also, early edition of What the Hell's Happened in Sports. It's gonna be like that. I will go back live, not tonight, but like I'm gonna do my lives at the crib and the setup and all that. I'm still gonna be doing that. But yeah, honestly, hey, I like you see the setup at work, cooling. You know what I'm saying, the last hour of work. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Again, if you haven't already, like the video up on YouTube, especially. If you're on YouTube, like the video up, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to What the Hell is Happening in Sports at WTHH Sports. That's us on YouTube. You already know. If you're on Twitch, if you're tuning in on Twitch like my guy Brian, say what's up. Or if you're not tuning in on Twitch but want to tune in on Twitch, you can follow me at WTHHS617. That's me on Twitch. Again, I also got the TikTok, TikTok right here. Show y'all. At WTHH Sports. That's me on TikTok. Like up the TikTok videos as well. Again, on YouTube with the shorts. Same videos at WTHH Sports. That's us on YouTube. You already know. But yeah, y'all, that's it for me. This has been another edition of What the Hell's Happened in Sports. You're the one and only Nero. You already know the bride. Shout out to Sports Tool in the chat. Shout out to Miles. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to the dogs for always tuning in. Show love, support. Tell your friends about it. Tell your friends to follow me. Trying to grow the page on both platforms, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, all that. Twitter page will be coming soon. You already know the vibes. But yeah, y'all, that's it for me. I love y'all. My fault. I love y'all. Peace. And I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side because you already know the vibe.